Well, here we are with the off-the-track horse, Lammy's first bridling. Bridling can be quite interesting with these horses. They're often just wrestled into things. Not very much is explained to a racehorse. They're not taught a lot of things. They're made to do a lot of things, but it's never explained terribly well. So what happens is that they learn great ways of getting out of it, which you can see. He's very good at sort of pulling his owner about. He's very tall. He's even taller when he's being bridled. And so, yeah, this is fairly typical, isn't it, of what you've got to cope with the off-the-track horses. He's at least nice and quiet about it, but it's certainly not an easy job to get his head collar on, to get his bridle on. So what he needs to know is to put his head down when he's asked to, and that's why we've got a head collar on underneath. He needs to know to open his mouth when you just stick your thumb in there, and he needs to know to stand still. What we don't want to do, we don't want to wrestle him into the bridle, because that sort of defeats the purpose, and that's where the problem happened in the first place. Here we go again. I think this is the following day. We just thought we'd see if it was any better. Needless to say, it's not. And it's the same problem. It's exactly the same thing. He's using his head to push the owner around, and what he does is once it's sort of on, he moves off to the right. That seems to be his thing, is to move off to the right. This is just a habit. This is just something this horse has been taught, and it's fairly typical of what they've been taught. And so what we need to do is just teach him something else. So the head down thing, it's useful to have a head collar on underneath, because you can actually ask them with the head collar, if they're putting their head up so high that you can't actually get your hand onto their poll, just to put some gentle pressure on the poll, then you can use the lead rein to put some gentle pressure on their head collar. Now, right there, I'm just popping my thumb into his mouth where the bit will go, so there's no teeth there, I can't get bitten. I don't want to move it around too much, I don't want to pinch him, I don't want to hurt him, I don't want to stick my fingernails in him, nothing like that at all. If I can tickle, if he doesn't open immediately, I'll tickle his tongue a little bit, and that'll make him open enough. Okay, I can't really stop him from moving his feet. We can argue about that till the cows come home, but he's always going to win. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let him walk around, and I'll keep some pressure on his head collar, and I'll release it when he stops. Right there, I praised him for just not throwing his head up when I put the bridle near him. There, I'm doing the same thing, and remove the bridle. When he's done the right thing, take all the pressure away. Good, then his head goes too low, which is, another thing that they often try. Get my thumb in there. Right. Now, this is quite important. I really do want to push his ears forward and through the bridle. I think that is a much nicer experience for them. The other thing I always try and remember to do with these early bridling sessions is to take my gloves off. If you don't take your gloves off, it sometimes makes it a bit tricky getting their ears through, and it's just a bit harder. And I also try and put the bridle down a couple of holes so that I can put their ears through quite easily. And then once it's on, I can do it up again. Yeah, just wait until the horse drops the bit. That's another thing with these horses, is that it's often not taken off very well. So if you drag a bridle off and the horse throws his head in the air, it's inevitable that he's going to get his teeth banged with the bit, which is, I'm sure, a very unpleasant experience. So taking it off is as important as putting it on. So just make sure that you get the off ear out first and then the near ear, and hopefully you can just quietly wait until the horse drops the bit. That's good. He didn't go anywhere then. Before, every time he's gone off to the right at the end, so that was nice. He actually worked out that he didn't have to move. This is the following day. That was much better. He hasn't left at all. That was much better.